Okay, so the first step I want to do in building this thing out is to start to put some of my media into the timeline where it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start with good old Rob. Generally when we're cutting things, we'll start with our A roll, which is going to be our interviews. I'm checking Rob here to see if he's got any in and out points, and if he did, I could just hit Option X and that would clear those. And then I'm also going to check that I've got my target set right, so V1, A1, A2. Go ahead and drag it down, and I'll go ahead and say yes to that, and I'll hit Shift Z, which basically stretches it out for the full distance, and I'm also going to change my track height a little bit so I can see that a little better. Okay? After that, I'm going to go ahead and throw in my intro movie. First I'll double click it, and since it's going to be on the same track as Rob, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the yellow button right here, right, and do an insert edit and push Rob down the way and hit Shift Z again. And now I've got the intro movie and Rob. I'm going to go do one last thing here, and I'm going to go ahead and add my music. I'm going to target, actually getting the music in can be a little tricky because if you double click it, you'll notice that you can't just click on the middle of it and drag it down. Instead, there's this little speaker with a hand on it right up over here at the top. Okay, you can see it right there. That little speaker with the hand on it will allow me to grab it and drag it down. I want to put that down as an overwrite edit down on tracks 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to let that go. Now some of you are just going to see the end of this. Remember, Jumptown is really, really long. So if I hit Shift Z in the timeline, okay, you can see that the music goes way longer than it needs to be. If I hit B for Blade, I can chop it, hit A to select, I can click on the leftover piece and hit the delete key, and it trims it down. I'm going to leave a little extra Jumptown AIF for right now. I'll go ahead and hit Shift Z. Okay? Now the last thing I'm going to do here is just go ahead and show audio waveforms. Remember? You can do that by showing those audio waveforms. And now when I shrink back down and I click on the timeline, my waveforms still are not there. Let's try it again. There they are. Okay. So my music is kind of loud right here when Rob starts talking and the music levels are too loud. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Clip Overlays button, and I'm going to use my pen tool, which shortcut was P, right? And I'm going to go ahead and set 2 keyframes here so that I can drop the audio level so that when Rob starts talking, the background audio goes down.
If you look at the Lindy Hop,
that's a little too low, so I'll bring it up just a little bit. But that's basically the part 1 of getting it done.